Good afternoon. Again, this is Sunshine, the host of Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. This is Saturday, July 10th, 2021. I am so excited for this day. I hope you guys enjoyed my cousins, Dion and Derica Hamilton, about family first. Also, if you want to advertise, if you want to be a sponsor of the show, please contact me. You can call me 313-949-5768. You can inbox me on Facebook, which is Sunshine Camila, Kamela. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. I have been enjoying myself since the show have began. I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're one person away, one advice away, one help away of where you need to be in your destiny. It has been proven over and over again since this show has begun. Today, this time, I have another phenomenal guest coming on. He did let me know he will be on at 2:15. And this is going to be groundbreaking, awesome time with this young man. And I will let you know once he gets on how I know him. Now, technically with him, I've never met him in person. But the time that we have talked and the things that he has shared with me, it's some great news coming down the pipe. That's all I can tell you. And so I have a chance to have Wailyy Dixon, aka Main Event from And One. So again, this is groundbreaking, and we're going to be excited for him to come on shortly to talk to us of what's going on with him. After this interview, I have one more person, and I met her through my auntie. She actually published my auntie's book. So I have been talking to her to eventually publish my book. I wanted it to be done by October, but we will see. We shall see. So I'm excited about Letitia Starks Underwood will be on at 3:00. So you guys, I am so geeked. Y'all just don't understand. I was telling a friend of mine that sometime last year I binge, when I say binge watch And One, I watched every season and I didn't understand why. And before the show started, I was just on it and I wanted to know where these guys were. If you ever watched And One, you understand that they changed the face of basketball. You had NBA all athletes actually trying to play with them, be with them. They took Streetball to a whole nother level. And so I'm like, where are they? I do know that some passed away, and but where are the rest of them? And so I was like, well, this is during the pandemic, and a lot of the celebrities and things of that nature, they were on Instagram, they were on Facebook, they were on TikTok. And I was like, well, let's take a chance. Let's see if they still do interviews, if they still have conversations with their fans or whatever. And lo and behold, they do. And so some of them this month will be coming on and sharing their story with us. So I am totally grateful that they are taking the time out of their busy schedules to come out and be on the show. And wherever they are on the court, in their car, as you saw on Thursday, with Randy Gill, aka White Chocolate. He was on his way to New York to get ready for a tournament in Rucker Park. So he didn't have to, but he did. Um, and so I'm excited for the opportunity to sit down and talk to them and see what they're doing outside of basketball. So, you guys, in a few more moments, Mr. Dixon will be on the show. I hope you guys are totally enjoying your Saturday. Um, I'm just geeked. Y'all just understand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, just waiting for him in 5 minutes. He will be on the show to talk to us about what's going on in his life, what's going on, what he got planned. So I have been enjoying all every last one of my guests since last year. Um, I'm trying to tag some people. Been enjoying all every last one of my guests since last year. Oops. I just wanted to make sure that all the other shows are coming on. Trying to make sure that earlier when I first started, for whatever reason, it wasn't live on Facebook at first. So I was trying to make sure that all the streams are on going forth. Um, so I was also telling a friend that I kept having dreams and visions of myself being in New York, and I didn't know why. And I found out that a lot of the players are from New Jersey and New York. And I said, I don't know what door, what opportunity is coming. I have no clue, no idea. And I'm okay with it. If you knew me and if you know me, you realize that I'm the person that have a lot of the answers or go find out the answers. And I'm in a season where I don't know. And it's okay. I don't know, and it's okay. I am letting totally God do what He do because He knows best, and it is what it is. I didn't see myself doing this, But in the meantime, I'm taking advantage of what God has given to me. I have, people who are in church, people who are not in church. Every person has a story to tell, and this is why this platform is important. Is a connection. Whether you tell your story of overcoming someone passing away, if you're overcoming being abused, raped, molested, whatever the case may be, your story is important. And this is why I'm here, to give everyone a chance to tell that, to tell the do's and don'ts, the signs, the warnings, whatever it is. If you're here and you have a business, if you're into music, to share all of that. We need each other. We need each other's support. So I'm grateful for it. Um, so I am enjoying every moment of this. And I just don't I don't have a specific person that I talk to. That you don't have to be, all, as they say, grand and this and that. No. If you're living, then you're qualified to talk. Also, while I have this platform, I want to say to Shayna Wilson, I'm so sorry to hear about your mom passing, and blessings and to your family while they're going through this time. I think Mr. Dixon might be about to come on. There he is.
Yo, yo.
Hello, Mr. Dixon.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you kind of low a little bit.
What's that?
So,
Can you hear me now?
yes. So, everyone, we're going to welcome Wailyy Dixon, aka Main Event from And One.
Thank you, thank you.
So, I was telling the story earlier about last year sometime. I was binge watching And One. I had no clue, no idea. And I watched every season that I could.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the burning question in my heart: where is all of these people who changed the face of basketball? Sometimes in society, when we know you for one thing, we want to put you and keep you in this box, and that's it. Once it's over, we can close up the box, put it on the shelf, and that's it. And so before I started this show, I still had this burning question: where are they? And during the pandemic, I just started like reaching out on Instagram in the inboxes, like, do you guys I have a show? I would love for you guys to come on. Didn't know if it was really the true person or not. I just went on faith and said, well, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. And several other players did respond. And Mr. Dixon, of course, as you can see, responded. So I have this question. Now, your name is different. I think everybody on M1 name, street name was different. How did you how did you get the name Main Event?
It took me a long time to get the name Main Event. That's what a lot of people don't know. Um, the company and one when we started that tour thing, well, I know we're gonna get to that, but it's gonna help with this question. A lot of guys was getting their name like overnight. You know, you play one game, you get a name, but unfortunately, it don't work like that. My first name, I started playing at Rucker Park at 15 years old. A guy named Mousy. I met him at I played for the Gauchos AAU with Stephon Marbury, Kareem Reed. We had a crazy team over there. So I met the guy Mousy. He invited me to come play at Rucker Park, 15 years old. My first name was, because I'm from New Jersey, my first name was it was Wawa, the kid from across the water. So that rolled for about maybe 2 summers. Then the third summer, they called me the coming attraction. That rolled for about 3 summers. And then I did a 360 on somebody, and they changed my name right then and there to Main Event. It's not the Main Event, it's Main Event. And so basically, I guess it was just hard work and dedication. But playing basketball in New Jersey, it wasn't really about playing for the name or nothing. You know, it was just you go out there, that's Wailyy Dixon, uh, North Rams, AAU, Gauchos. So for New York, dynamics of street basketball is totally different because a lot of things came with it that I didn't even know came with it. You know, like becoming a legend and having a nickname. And then that nickname, not only at that park where you get seasoned, Duke Tango and Al Cash gave me my nickname. I played in all the tournaments. Now see what had me playing in so many different tournaments throughout the city. By the time I might play 3 games before I get to the final stage and the main stage of Rucker Park. That name travels with you to all these other tournaments. So one day I'm like, it's like, what's up, Main Event? And I'm like, I'm at Dykeman, or I'm at Kingdom, I'm at Solon Hall. Like, so it started registering like, yo, I got to live up to this name right here, you know? And through the blessings, I was able, every game, I was able to live up to the name Main Event.
So from watching you, you do everything on the court, basically.
I try to. I try to be the vocal, you know, the team leader. Try to lead by example. If I'm playing hard, we all got to play hard. Give it all on the court. That's what it's all about. Street basketball is like something that I say is that the basketball court is my canvas and the style of play is my artwork. So I take every game serious, you know, and art at sometimes could be distract. You know, it could be abstract. So I might do something crazy or aggressive move to where it may not be like, oh, that's not traditional basketball, but it's just a form of abstract art.
Mm-hmm. So are you still playing to this day, or are you?
I retired like 10 years ago. I'm just using this right here now. Something I always use, but I just focusing on the youth, focusing on my boys, and just trying to bring things back together and give people opportunities that the Creator blessed me to have.
So before we get into bigger than the brand, we're going to go into, a lot of people don't know that you had a lot to do with And1. So kind of give them a like synopsis of that.
So what happened was playing once again, I got to give blessings and God rest him, Greg Marius. He was a commissioner of the EBC Rucker Park. He had took a team, I'll never forget, July 2000, I want to say the summer of 99, he took a team to Virginia Beach, an all-star team down there playing Norfolk, Virginia. I was a part of that team, and there was this company there. They had all these cameras up, and they wanted to see Ali Mo, God rest him, the Black Widow. He didn't show up, so the guy was taking the cameras down, and Greg Marius was like, yo, y'all should see that dude Main Event. They was like, this costs money. We putting these cameras up. I did something in the layup line. Next thing you know, all the cameras going back up. And at this moment in my career, I had just left Rutgers. I got kicked out of Rutgers University. I left a school down in South Carolina called Benedict College. And I was going through the newspapers, trying to get a job, trying to, you know, do some things. So I was hungry to get a job. You know, I had a mouth to feed. And I told this guy was there, his name was Set Free. And I was like, yo, what you do? I could take your job. Not knowing, I guess he was like a PR person who wound up being the guy that did the soundtrack for the mixtapes. And1 at the time had a And1 Volume 1 mixtape with Skip to my Lou, Ray for Austin, my bro, salute. So they said, yo, Volume 2, we want to have all your highlights. We're going to give you a sneaker deal, and we're going to put out 250,000 copies of VHS. So I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like it's crazy. Less than 24 hours, I was like, if I give them all my highlights, that means that my last highlight is going to be my last highlight. But I don't mind opening doors for everybody else. So Volume 3 would have been somebody else, you know. And I came into the idea, I said, listen, I could get 5 of the best street balls in the world that's not in the NBA to represent and market your brand. So things just changed. I didn't even call nobody yet. So I made some phone calls. The guy Set Free, the guys at And1 was like, yo, can he do this? So Set Free was like, yo, man, he got crazy credibility out there in the street ball world, in the world period. I made that happen. We had a meeting at the ESPN Zone in New York City. I had the guys. I said, let's pick 5 major cities. We picked 5 of the major cities. And as they say, the rest was history. That's how the whole thing started. We didn't start at the end like Skip to my Lou. I tell people the difference in my bro is that he created and was part of a mixtape. I was a part of a mixtape that wound up becoming a mixtape tour. So that's the difference in Skip to Baloo and myself.
Okay.
Shouts out to him.
So from Skip to Malou, um, was his NBA opportunity after that, or was he already trying to get in the NBA?
I think he was already trying to get in the NBA. Don't quote me on that, but I know a guy named Ron Clario was following around Skip different streetball games, and they compiled a bunch of footage. Um, so I think it was like right before maybe, because Skip was a legend at a young age in street basketball. You know, his talents, and one portrayed Skip to be like he went right from the streets to the NBA. Not knowing that he went to Fresno, you know, he played college basketball, he got drafted and stuff like that. But much respect to the bro. You know, I always tell Skip, he is a kid's street baller's dream. You know, he had the best of both worlds. He was able to
Yeah.
take his talents and go into the NBA. So he's a street baller's dream.
So now that we have been talking, and as I said, we always talk about divine order, and we don't know where sometimes God is going to send you or who you're going to talk to that's going to change your life. Me and you started talking, and at the time I had just lost my job unexpectedly, and you started ministering to me. Now I'm not expecting this, not
Wow.
from a person that played basketball or anything like that. I'm like, wait, what? So I want to get into your magazine, and I want to get into what's coming down the pipe is bigger than the brand.
Okay, so the magazine is called Compulsive Magazine. It started with my publicist, and it's my publicist, Cassandra Humphrey, Dr. Humphrey. We call her Cookie, AKA, and Syndrome Machine. It was an idea that she had. So I was like, yo, Cook, let's make it happen. So I knew that was something that she wanted to do, and any way that I could help facilitate that or help her with that magazine. And it's been going on for maybe I think we're on our 5th issue. Magazine is about ordinary people doing extraordinary things. So the platform for people like yourself, everybody have a story. Everybody need that stage or that platform. Is a blessing. We're in over 500 Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million. The magazine is doing awesome. And the stories in the magazine, you can go online as well. It's called Compulsive Mags, MAGS with a Z, compulsivemags.com, to see who we have had on the covers. Some interesting stories. We have a section, Shane and I have a section in there called Inspired by You, where we do awards. We give out awards every year, for people doing extraordinary things. So it's all about the people. And it's not a urban African-American magazine. It's a magazine that you will see all walks of life in it. And I think it's an incredible magazine.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And so at the time, I'm talking to Main Event, and he's like, I want to feature you in the magazine. I'm like, are you talking about our story that we about to do? Are you asking? He said, no, I want you to be in the magazine. Like, really? Shocking. He's like, yeah. And this is actually the first time anyone has actually wanted to interview me. I'm always the one talking to people. And so that was, mind boggling. And then we started talking about what you got coming down the pipe, which is super, 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 super big. So if you can tell them a little bit of what's going on.
So back to with the magazine, it's people like you, people like myself, people like White Chocolate. It don't have to be sports. It could be whatever it is that to create a blessing with or something you're going through. That magazine, we keep that magazine going. So when I did my due diligence to see who you was and what you're doing and what you're trying to do, I just right away was like, boom, this is someone perfect, for our whole what the magazine is all about. And what's coming down the pipeline is I had to sit back, and street basketball took a wrong turn at some point to where it became I don't want to say culture vultures, but it never had no guidance really. Like the tournaments and stuff, yes, it had guidance, it had structure. But when you think about it, you take stick baseball, right? Stick baseball became the MLB. Free fall football on the field became the NFL. Street basketball became the NBA for some guys, right? So no one never sat back and said, you know what? We have to bring value to where it actually starts. And where it
Mhm.
actually starts is on that blacktop. That's why we have a company called Blacktop Streetball Association. And Blacktop Streetball Association is all about opportunity, not only for an athlete, but for people who want to enhance their careers, want to promote their products, or have a story to tell. But we're just using the basketball as a platform to be able to do these things. And also, it's going to change that street ballers' way that they look at street basketball. They're going to change their life. It's going to change their income. And not only are we looking to change their life and their income, but we also looking to have them be business minded. The company is based off of three things. That's faith, God, generational wealth, and residual income. So not only for myself, but for everyone that's involved with Blacktop Streetball, these are the things that we're instilling, and we have professional people behind it to help them get to where they want to be. Because everybody has something. God gave everybody some sort of talent, but what I'm realizing through my travels, through talking to people, a lot of people don't chase their talents because it's not a talent you see nor hear. So that talent is just still inside. And we just want to try to bring the best out of these athletes, everyday people, all walks of life. Blacktop Streetball starting with 10 franchises. The NBA started with 12 franchises. We started with 10 franchises. And to me, what makes it so significant and different, the guys that was a part of that whole street basketball thing, the ESPN stuff, those guys have opportunities to be owners as well as GMs of the franchise. That's unheard of. We also have a female commissioner, Mrs. Linda Hicks. Everybody that's in position, they're MVPs of what they do. I know through playing sports, an MVP, right? You could lose every single game and you could be the MVP. MVP, most valuable player, is based off of one's personal accolades. I want to get and handpick through the creator to help me handpick MVPs of all positions, so therefore we can win the championship. And the championship is saving and changing lives. That's how our whole motto is. Like, I'm not, yeah, it's my company, I'm a CEO, but I'm not the boss. I want us to encourage each other. I want us to be nobody's looked down on, whether you this person or that person. We all equal in God's eyes, and that's how we want to carry it. Will we have some ups and downs? Most definitely. I'm all for the ups and downs. I'm all to see progress. I don't want everything to be perfect. I want to have some struggles, because through your struggles is not a losing experience, but it's a learning experience. So we it's gonna be crazy. We did not invent street basketball, and one did not invent street basketball. Um, I was blessed and able to bring corporate America into street basketball, but somewhere down the line, the culture was tainted. So I'm just here with Blacktop Streetball Association to bring back the culture and the essence of street basketball. It's no different than hip hop. Hip hop, you have the b-boys, the b-girls, you have the graffiti, you have the breakdancing, you got the artists, you got the DJ. You take one of those ingredients out, it's no longer hip hop. So we're just bringing back the ingredients and the true culture of street basketball, and that culture is the community. That culture is the people that's doing for the community, the people that's doing civil service, and it's just to bring everybody together, and that's what it's all about.
So, which I was excited to not only hear, but this is on a goal to try to start next year, correct?
Yes, 2022. So April, May, June, we're doing like a 25 to 30 cities. That's how we're going to pick the players. Every tour franchise bus will be at these locations. We're going to do a 3-on-3, which hold 5 guys. We're going to pick the guys. So the guys got to pay attention, because that's how we picking the guys. It's 8 guys on each team. It's 10 teams, so that's 80 players. Each team have a general manager, everything that a company needs, each franchise will have that. So it's professional on a crazy level. These guys will see numbers that they never saw. I never saw it playing street basketball. July, August, that's when we'll do the season. A home and away game, All-Star weekend, and the playoffs. It's going to be incredible. I thought about this about 6 years now. It's been in the making, how to do it. And I think this is the best thing that's out there. We're not competing with nobody. Nobody's our competitor. Our competitor is what I said, changing lives, changing situations, bringing on opportunity. That's what it's all about. There's no gimmick. Um, it's just time to, I had to step in. I had to step in, and I could just go on with my life and do everything main event. But the creator says that when you don't give and give away information, you're being selfish. I never want to be selfish. Any way that I can help someone or help a situation, I'm all in. And the key to it is I don't want nothing from it. It's just, it happens that you can benefit from something, but that's not my intent. I have no hidden agendas. It's just that the dedication and the hard work that I put towards street basketball, being seen at a level that it never was seen before, not having a blueprint. Shout out to my mentors, Joe Hammond, P.B. Kirkland, guys like that. They really couldn't give me no insight because it was never done before. And it wasn't able to be done without the players, without the fans. There
Mm-hmm.
were days we didn't want to go on the court, playing with a herniated disc with no feeling in my leg, playing with a sprained ankle, playing with 18 staples in my head. That was all for the dedication for the sport and also the fans who may waited 2 cities to come see main event or come see the N1 team, and I'm sitting on the side. Nah, I play. You get if you hurt and you injured. If you hurt, you can play. If you're injured, you can't play. I was injured and I still played. I played with a broken leg. That was all for the culture. That was all because I don't want someone to come to a game and say, man, main event didn't play. He got a broke leg. So I went out there and my doctor was like, yo, you crazy if you think you could do that. If you can do it, go ahead. I had 23 points and 3 dunks on a fractured leg. A mercy break I went through my leg, and I was just now getting rehabilitated coming back. It's just a blessing. It was just a blessing.
So we have talked, and I was saying that it's commendable that God gives us opportunities, and what you're doing, of course, is not selfish. You have talked to me like, look, I need you on a team. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, yeah, everything that you've been talking about, everything that has, even with the show, you know what I'm saying? It's all about connection. It's all about helping one another to not only better their life, their whole family. You was like, look, the headquarters is going to be in Chicago. I thought about Detroit. And, because of Flash brother living in Chicago and all of these things, it's like you can still reach back. Some things, once you have passed on, they forget about you, and for the commendable heart that you have to make sure that Flash family is good, and all the ones that have passed on, like Escalade, um, is Alamo, right?
Talking about the Black Widow, yes.
That their family is good, and because you're looking at to better street ball, everybody, get paid like they supposed to get paid for what they're doing. Again, and one changed the face of basketball, and that's nothing nobody can take from that. I watched the games, I played the game, and it was like, oh, I gotta see what main event about to do. How he gonna turn around? How he gonna dribble? How he gonna pass the ball? From hot sauce to professor, all of these people were household names. They still are. It's just, now we have to bring it back to a whole nother level where now we're going to get paid to do what we do, because you guys had professional athletes from all over, not just basketball, football players. All of these want to play on the court with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't forget that. And then on the thing you sent, it said that you guys and one merchandise was second behind Nike. Unheard of.
Yep.
So yes, this time we had to learn the lessons to better ourselves. This time they got to pay us.
Oh, definitely. Um, I tell people it could have been your talk show, and it just would have been the players is the ones that changed it, and one was more of a sponsor. But I think they realized that dealing with cultures, there's no 5-year business plan. Yes, you have your overall business plan because I have a business plan, but I
Yes,
know
you
that
do.
there's things that's not in that business plan is what's going to help fuel it and keep it going. So that's like we are the culture. I did an interview for Sports Illustrated, and it was amazing to where guys is like Steph Curry to be correct was saying how it changed his game. You look at how the NBA is playing now. You hear the commentators say, "Oh wow." Imagine if they came to our games, they might jump out their seat. They might lose their job for saying the curse word or something, you know? Uh, I'm just blessed to be a part of that, to be a part of something I can look back and say, wow, we changed the game of basketball. Yes, it was times when I would have parents and coaches come to me saying, yo, y'all messing up basketball, these dudes doing illegal stuff, this, that, and the third. And I would say, at first I was like, yeah, you know, but then it was to the point where it was happening all the time. And I'm like, yo, if y'all see me play, I play hard. I play within the confines of the rules. Y'all gotta go, excuse me, y'all have to go talk to the guys who do that stuff. Because everyone wasn't supposed to, like, we had a saying we would say, we're the best street ballers in the world. We're not the Harlem Globetrotters. The Harlem Globetrotters is the best show basketball team in the world. See, if
Absolutely.
you look at the dialogue from volume 1, 2, well, really 2, 3, 4, our dialogue was we was trying to use that as a platform to get us an opportunity to play overseas, to play in the NBA, to play in the G League or whatever have you. As the years went on, and one allowed certain individuals and they took the referees away. See, once you take rules away from something, anything can happen to where everything benefited them, but it really didn't benefit the culture. And
Right.
I was the one who they would have, yo, why you worrying about this? We paying you that. But at the end of the day, I'm still a player. Yeah, I'm on the business side, but I'm still a player too. I can't abandon my team because y'all paying me more money. It just don't work like that with me. Not saying others wouldn't have did that, but I can't do that. So once it really became show basketball. And you can look at the videos. There's no knock to these guys because they just didn't know. They was good at what they do, but we was willing to show them that yo, y'all could do both. But the thing is, we have to stick to the script that we had. And that script was we'll play anybody,
Right.
anywhere, anytime. We couldn't really say that as certain individuals would come. We couldn't say it because a lot of people don't know. A lot of these guys couldn't get in the game unless we was up by 15. They get in the game, we down by 15, and we win by 20 because we wanted to win. Street basketball is about winning. Street basketball, if you go to a court, the traditional way, I got next. I got my team. You get on. If you lose that game, you might not get back on the court all day.
Day. Yep.
So it is about winning. It's about expressing yourself on that basketball court. That's the abstract art of it. That's the art form of it. And I want to see in the near future, I want to change how commentators look at athletes, not just basketball. I want them to say, when they say now, oh, he or she's a hell of an athlete. I want them to say he or she is a hell of an artist because that's our art form. The style that we out there doing, the elusive things that we're doing is all a form of art. So we got a lot of things we want to work, we want to change, but change for the better. If we know we can't do it alone, we need people like yourself. We're building a heck of a team. I looked on the Rock Nation. How do Rock Nation form? Why are they successful? And how they successful is they have the right people in position. If you're a painter, there's no way I could have you a head of marketing and advertising. That's what I'm also into politics. I'm a community activist. And with politics, what boggles my mind is they may create a job for someone, but that person have no knowledge about it. So who hurts from that? The
Right.
community. The people hurt from that. We won't do nothing like that. Everybody that you see is an MVP of what they do.
That's good. Like I said, timing is everything for one, and then two, learn the lessons. You were firsthand in what was good and what was bad, and so
Mhm.
you did it before. Now it's revamped, and it's about the players. It's about the whole. Um, and like I said, I read the business plan, so I know. And I was like, wow. Sometimes, as athletes, you have the stigma that you're all about this, and you can't have both the street smarts and the actual physical sport about it. I said no. At the end of the day, as I was talking to White Chocolate, you don't see ESPN asking about the whole man. They're only focused on what you do. And for him to say that I have 3 kids, I'm a single father, I said, wait, what? When you hear that story, I didn't know that. And he was like, yeah, it was times where I had to take my kids with me to tournaments. I had to get them on the bus. I had to get them on a flight and this and that. And I said, see, this is what I'm talking about. You're more than basketball. So for you,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Dixon, you are opening opportunities for other people to change their life. When you told me what you told me, like, look, send me your resume, do this, and that. And I'm like, huh? Is this real? Are you joking? He's like, no, you're whatever you're good at, I need you on my team so we all can
Mm-hmm.
win. And I was like, is this real? Like, still, like, no, this can't be real. And God used people in mysterious ways. And like you always tell me, timing is everything. I also wanted to bring out that it's a different story when you see men pray.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys are not following him on Facebook as well as Instagram, he has top of the morning, every morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Him and his partner Mark is on live praying. And it's not a selfish prayer. It's him
Yep.
and Mark praying for the nation, for families, covering them, covering those who are bereaved, all of these things every day. And I was like, you don't normally see men that's not in ministry per se or behind who have a title or whatever. It's two men actually praying, and they have a lot of people. I have been on there. I have invited people on there to um, get along with the vision that he has. So I appreciate you. That I had told you before, sometimes when
Yes.
you are on these reality TV shows, they depict you in a negative light sometimes. And what I saw on N1, even though you were very serious, they made it seem like you had a bad temper and that you were not good to work with.
Mm-hmm. Now I heard that a lot. That lets you know that we have to be the narrators of our own story. I had
Absolutely.
times when I had to talk to them. I'd be like, for example, I'll give you an example. Um, we was in Virginia and the rooms had just got finished getting like I get sprayed down, so it was bugs everywhere. So I was like, they had me bringing my luggage out saying, yo, man gotta do what man gotta do. Basically, I was just going to sleep on the bus. We got beds on the tour bus. So then it was an episode with Hot Sauce, my bro. Episode with Hot Sauce where we was trying to talk to Hot Sauce and Hot Sauce was like, well, I'm the Michael Jordan of the team, this, that, and the third. So they put that, when I said man gotta do what man gotta do, they spliced that with the Hot Sauce thing, making it seem like I'm hating on Hot Sauce. So I would tell them like, yo, listen, don't change my dialogue. It is what it is. But I understand behind what they have to do. But don't use me for that. I tell them if somebody dunk on me or cross me up in the game, they'll put it on a TV show. Like let them get their props. Let them tell somebody, yo, I dunked on the main event. Oh, I ain't seeing it on the tape. So I learned from that. We have to be the narrative of our own story because now we can't have people thinking something that is not. I've had
Mhm.
Fortune 5 company people come up to me saying, oh, can you dribble with my grandson or my child? Yeah, why not? Oh, wow. Same thing you said. Oh, they have it to where you can't, speak to you or you're arrogant or you're this and that and the third. Then they had the episode where we had to go see the people that does the work in the offices and in the warehouses to send out our ship out our stuff. I didn't
Yeah,
mind
I
doing it.
think,
I
yeah,
didn't mind doing that. But we had just got finished doing a back-to-back game. We didn't sleep. We was on a bus, and when we woke up, we were supposed to be at the
it
hotel.
was
We woke
real
up
early. I remember that.
super early, right? So they never said what I said before. They just got the part when I was like, yo, like, we wanted to see them, this and that, and the third. But now you got to remember, you're talking about a young event. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a young event. But like I also said, if it was a warehouse full of kids, main event, wake right up, let's get it going. Let's put the smile on these kids' face. That moment, I regretted what they showed, but they didn't tell the whole story to where I didn't mind going there. It was just that they didn't ever say we had an option to go there now, that early, or go a couple of hours later. And everyone agreed on a couple of hours later, but when we wake up, we at the place. See, I get it. But if I have to portray someone to something that they're not, of course you're going to have your drama. No question about it. And you have to remember, what we was doing, it was quote unquote a reality show, but it wasn't scripted. So that type of footage, you could create any kind of monologue. You could create anything, you know. But to me, it's a blessing because people get a chance to see Wailyy Dixon. They get a chance to meet Wailyy Dixon. Wailyy Dixon is the one behind main event, you know, and between a young event and the main event, is a totally different person. But on that court, I'm a beast. I went hard. I go hard on that basketball court. If it's outside, I dive on the floor. I was all about winning, but it was also a way where I was able to show my form of art, my artwork. You know, so that I go in. I'm bringing the pain into the end, and it goes to what I tell these kids. I'm down here with my son right now in Pennsylvania. I tell them opponents are competitors waiting for a chance to steal yours. So what are you going to do? I know what I did. I went hard. As far as making it to the NBA, I messed that up. I didn't go the traditional route. That's why I messed up my opportunity to go to the NBA. I was recruited by Jeff Van Gundy and Eddie Joy and went to Rutgers University, D1. I had everything going, but I didn't take school serious. I wound up flunking out. But my story is that I never gave up. That's my story. I never gave up. I said, this is what God want me to do. God, had I made it to the NBA, was I mature enough to last in the NBA? Nope. I wasn't mature enough. But what I'm doing now, and the Creator put everything is there, but He give it to you as needed. And He want to see what you do with your back against the wall. See, you ever hear people say, oh, I'm good with my back against the wall. I used to say that. But you know the important thing about when you're back against the wall, there's no room for error. It have to work. So don't have your back against the wall. Have different options. And my option was to never give up, lead by example. I don't know it all, but I do know enough to know that I'm willing to learn more.
That's good. So you have how many kids?
3.
3?
I
Are
got
all
3
of them
boys,
playing
1
sports?
daughter. 3 boys, 1 girl. My daughter lived down South Carolina. I wish we had a better relationship, you know, but I don't even blame her. You know, things happen. Like I said, I don't live a perfect life. I try to be the best that I can be, but when you got a child, started as a child getting one side versus there's 2 sides, you know. But I love her. I'm always gonna love her. Do everything I can for her. I wish we had a better relationship. She's 26 now. She's a firewoman. She was at Benedict College, but things are coming around. My 3 boys with me, 18, 31, 26. Best kids I could ever ask for, you know. And the youngest one, 18, he really don't know. Well, he know about it because you know you go to the internet and different tapes and see different things, but he really didn't know about that and one. But the other 2, like they was right there, little, going to me to meetings and stuff like that. They definitely are part of Blacktop as well. But just trying to do the right thing. Sometimes doing the right thing is hard, but it's worth it.
Absolutely. That's why I said it's very important that everybody has a story to tell. Even though you're a businessman now, you were in the trenches with, they can't say and one without saying main event, period. And with Blacktop Association, they're not going to be able to say any of these people names without the brains, without the people that work in the background. If we have to go on a tour bus and make things right, tell their story. Like I told you, with the show, with writing, all of these different things, and I'm like, I'm in a place I don't know. He's like, just keep doing what you're doing, keep grinding. I don't know where I'm gonna put you at, but I want you on my team. And so I'm saying publicly, before whatever happens, I appreciate every opportunity that you're going to give me.
No doubt. That's. I mean, look at what you said. You said it earlier. I didn't know. I know White Chocolate all my life almost. I didn't know that he was a single parent. But your platform, I know now. You know, so your voice and what you have is definitely needed. So we're gonna flip all that into one joint to where we do that, we do this, and it just like I said, putting the puzzle together. But we are the ones putting the puzzle together, not nobody else putting that puzzle together. So we know what we have, and know the importance of what we have is an alternative. Everybody don't have to join the gang. Everybody don't have to be a hustler. Um, you know, it's just an opportunity. And
Yeah.
can't nobody be mad at us because I ask you what you do, and I say you don't talk about overall. Like I ask them, like, what do you do? How could I help assist you? You may have some that I don't even think about that we may need. And it's up to the individual if it work out or not. But the creator is saying, give this person an opportunity. I want us all, God willing, 10, 20 years from now to look back and be like, wow, look what we did.
Right.
You know, yeah, we made resources, we financially good, but look at what we did. Let's sit back and look at what happened. That small town right there, what they would call back in the day the Chitlin Circuit. Look how we helped their economy. Look how we helped curb crime. Look how we just helped. You know, you saw the numbers on there. There's no way we putting that into a kid's hand. We gonna nurture them. We're gonna plant
Yes.
that seed, but we don't wanna hurt nobody. Because I know at that time somebody giving me that type, I'm like, this can't be real, man. But we
Right.
want you to invest in your community, invest in other communities, just invest and be an entrepreneur. But look at the stepping stone that went from you doing something you love to do. Because you're not going to always dribble that ball.
Yeah,
You're not
absolutely.
going to always dribble that basketball.
Well, this was the thing that from what I was hearing and seeing on some of the old ESPN stories with like Shaq and Penny, and the NBA will go to certain ones, not everybody. The same thing with NFL. They will go to certain ones, be like, okay, you getting all of this money, you need to invest in like your suits and all these different business, because there are times when you might get injured or you might not have this sport all the time. So what you're going to do, you still need income. You still need to be able to save. You still need to pay up things up front instead of leasing and all of these different things. And so we have to learn the lessons and then pass it on. So what I saw in the business plan will work. And not only will it work, it's because you put God first. So you didn't already put God in remembrance of his word. Therefore, it's going to work. And not only are you opening doors, you and Mark and everybody else that's invested in it, you're opening an opportunity for other people like me, people who need this opportunity because of what their skills are. Or like I had a job, which was funny to me. I went for, and it was like, well, why do you have all these jobs? And I'm like, when did that matter? And then they was like, well, and one job told me I was overqualified. What is that? And so it's like, okay, God, it's in your hands. I don't know what else to do. I've done all that I can. So
Yeah, it's funny you say that because when I sent it over to Mark, that's my business partner and my bro. When I sent it to him, he hit me back and was like, "Yo, I don't think you put another name with the other resume." So I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "This is one person." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh my God, yo, what don't she do?" And I'm like, "Yo," I said, "Yo, you funny, man." But that's a true story, I swear, because he thought I sent something and didn't send a name for the other one. I said, "No, bro, that's the same person." He was like, "Huh?" He said, "Yo, what don't she do?" I was like, "Listen, man, God putting this all right here. We figure out what she's comfortable at, and we put that puzzle together."
yeah, it's the truth. I mean, I've had, and sometimes you just be in the place and you perfected what you do. I mean, I've had 15, 18 years worth of customer service. I mean, I'm in the office. I mean, I've done it all. I mean, I'm not afraid of hard work. So
Yes.
when this comes and I'm doing the show and I'm making sure that men, like you said, depict this story, like I'm not gonna put out here no negativity at all, especially with our men. I don't care what color you are. And it's like, no, we're gonna tell that, okay, main event just told you he has children. No, he doesn't have it perfect. No, he wants it to be better. You didn't know that until we got on the show and start talking about it. He's outside of basketball. He's a businessman. He's doing all of that he can to make sure that all of us win. So again, I appreciate you And I'm looking forward to not only working for you, working with you, making sure that all of us win. And I know it's going to be successful. So again, thank you. I
Oh,
still got
thank
to get
you.
with your sister.
Yes, I got my lining up. Yes, I've been so running crazy. I got you though. I'm a person to make
And
that happen.
whoever else that wants to, from that era, those matter of fact, the ones that's gonna be GMs and businessmen, send them my way, so we can really put this out here on whatever level we need to, because of course it's
I'm
already
definitely going.
gone.
Definitely going to get you. So we got the Texas region. And I'll just say the names, but mostly where they from. So in Texas, we got Air up there. Ray for Austin, Skip to my Lou. The Florida market, the Florida franchise, we have High Octane and High Riser. The New York franchise, we have Half Man, Half Amazing and Aircraft. New Jersey, we have my man Jamal Phillips, Streetballer, played at Rutgers University, and my cousin Tariq Saunders, Coppin State, um, crazy accolades. LA, we have Skip to my Lou. I'm sorry, we have Sick With It and POD. Professor is the GM of that team. The Vegas franchise, we have Hot Sauce, and I'm going to have someone with him. Um, Virginia, we got my guy Pooh Keys, who was a part of the whole and one thing. DC, we have AO and Prime Objective. That's just to give you an insight of what's going on. Like, I'm bringing back the guys. Like they say, we bringing the band back together. Is now we're doing some friendly competition because remember, this is very important on how your franchise do because you're owners, you're part owners of that franchise. So it's going to be real interesting. But we also have people that's over the whole thing to watch and assist those who may not understand about the business side of it. And we just, like we said, we want to win. Like Khaled said,
Absolutely.
we want to win, 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 win. And for those that don't know, uh, the documentary's coming out. We're doing a documentary now. We're working on it. It's called Bigger Than the Brand. And a lot of people was getting confused. I'm not saying I'm bigger than the brand. The culture is bigger than any brand. The street
Right.
basketball culture. And you can go to www.biggerthanthebrand.com to get an insight on what that's about. The website is almost done for Blacktop Streetball Association. It's gonna be. I'm looking forward to it. And the prayer thing that started. I lost my dad in November, and every morning he would get up and he would be on the prayer line. And I was telling Mark because we would just call each other in the morning and just pray. And he said one day God put on his heart like, "Yeah, we should go public with this." And I was like, I don't care. And that's how we got to top of the morning prayer. Um, I'm not a pastor. I'm a Christian. I can't sit here and quote things from the Bible, but what I can tell you is that I can share the words that God put on my heart. So it's just it's a good thing. It gets me going. I didn't get up one morning, people calling me, yo, making sure I'm okay.
Right.
But I'm that
Like,
dedicated to God to where I tell people, you never know where we might be at. We might be in a different soil, but we make sure that we go on and praise God and thank God and pray with one another. That's very important in our lives.
absolutely. I mean, if it's, you got on early before you caught the plane, like I'm gonna be on the plane at 9 o'clock, but I'm gonna come on early. Mark come on later to, make sure that we
Yeah,
double on top of the morning. So I know for sure that again, because you started this with prayer, with God, it's gonna be successful. It's gonna be bigger than anyone ever was. So I appreciate you for taking the time out with me today to
thank
come
you.
in and talk with us about what's going on. We have something to look forward to. And you guys will see me in his magazine. You will see some other stuff coming up, but that will be later. But
Facts.
however, you heard it first here on the show. So I'm not lying.
Facts. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. God bless you. Continue to pray for your family, pray for your city, pray for the youth. And to the youth out there and the youth around the world, especially in Chicago, make sure your next shot is over your opponent and not at your opponent. God bless you and thank you for the opportunity. Salute.
See ya.